Yeah,
But
I'm gonna
so if
start
the
it
PR
now.
companies are pissed off about it, there's a difference between it being a PR standpoint and it being the other. Well, I'll explain it in a minute.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start the show now. All right, here we go. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Today I have Nurgle and Carl, which I call Norwegian guy. He's actually a pretty good guy. So how you guys doing?
Doing good.
I'm like here and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Today's
wish.
today's
Go ahead.
topic we're gonna bring up. I'm gonna bring up I'm gonna bring up several topics in gaming, and I wonder if you are aware or not aware of this. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this in a way that most people may not know about. Today, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a topic and see if you guys know anything. If you don't, just tell me, and I'll explain. You probably heard the first topic I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna bring up about Amazon. You probably are aware of what they're doing. That they're selling imported games internationally now.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, so
Now I can use my Amazon Prime for something much better than ordering bullshit.
yeah, I kind of agree because now I can actually import games at some reasonable price, but certain ones are expensive.
What are they selling Dead or Alive Extreme 3? Because if they're not selling Dead or Alive Extreme 3, I don't want any of their fucking business.
Yeah, they probably are.
I'm gonna find out in about 5 fucking minutes. I need my digital titties.
So, what do you guys think? Is it really a good idea for Amazon, or is it a great move?
I think it's a great fucking
Uh,
move, but it's not worth $93 and $170 paying for this
I don't
shit.
think it's basically that. You can use it as a normal user as well.
I'm looking at it right now, and they're listing Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Fortune
well,
PlayStation 4 Japan version
here's the
$93.
thing. Here's the thing, though. How is this any different from Play Asia? I mean, Play Asia is really fucking expensive. It doesn't really look that Amazon is going to be that much cheaper either.
Well,
Uh,
Play Asia currently lists. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's
Play
okay.
Asia, I pre-ordered it with them already, and I'm only paying $64 to import it. Amazon's charging me $93, and they're not charging me on the Prime price.
Hmm.
yeah.
They're not even offering it on Prime.
Yeah, because they have
So,
different distributors for it as well. You can also check the distributors.
because Play Asia always has been known as being the most expensive, but if Amazon is selling it at that price, then they clearly are the more expensive. So I don't know. It depends on how much you really want the game or the product. I know that I think a lot of when I think game, I mean, especially living here in Europe where we have the value added tax on everything.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people prefer eBay. A lot of people prefer
Yeah,
eBay.
that's true.
And the reason is that you can always find some seller on eBay who is willing to mail it to you as a gift, quote unquote, and you don't have to pay import charges or the value added tax if you do
Hmm.
that. It's highly unethical, and if the customs service finds that anything like that out, it's like you have a lot of friends in Japan sending you shit. It's like, if they find out that it's actually
They're just your distant Asian cousins. Just tell
y-
them that. You'll be all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah,
or you
but
were friends listening to heavy metal music that you sent them stuff to.
yeah, but it's like if they catch you doing it and they find out because a guy that I know, a friend of mine, he was actually caught in customs while doing that. I mean, the guy at the retailer in Japan, he basically marked the package as a gift, but he was a kind of stupid because being Japanese and being orderly with everything, he decided to put the receipt in the package. So the custom service had a hard time believing this was a gift when they found the receipt.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, if you're gonna do that shit, make sure they do not include any receipts or anything that can even smell like, yeah, like you're buying shit.
Yeah.
So gifts
Just
are
make
not.
sure it's wrapped in peanut butter that hides the scent.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how come I know shit like that.
Oh, there's a lot. So there's a lot of things. I don't know. I've only imported a couple of games from Japan. Police Nuts was one game that I imported from Japan because I wanted to play that in English when the English translation patch came out, and there were a few other titles, but I really have not ordered a lot of stuff from Japan, and the reason is because I don't fucking speak Japanese, so I'm not gonna buy games that I can't play.
But the import, shoot, I remember the shipping for one specific console was like $50 that someone did on eBay, and it came from Japan. I wanted that system. I was like, you know what? I could either buy the game because I already got the system, or I could just play the system with the game by getting a boot disc for it.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know how. I don't know. It's. Oh, I guess it's good if Amazon is going to do this, but I don't see them. I don't see the big deal about it, honestly, because most people who want to import shit, they prefer to look at eBay, and
True.
if they have been on eBay for a while. I've been on eBay since 2005, so and I've
I
sold
I
and
used
bought.
to I used to have an account in the '90s. I used to remember buying like Gundam Char's Counterattack for PS1.
Well,
Well, I
well, the thing is I see that like I said, I'm looking right here on Amazon right now. I gave you guys the link if
Yeah,
you guys want to see
yeah.
it.
Let me see.
But I'm looking at it, and what I'm seeing with this is that it's probably cheaper to go with Play Asia, and Play Asia is not a. From what
Yeah,
I've understood, Play Asia is actually a pretty good company to order shit
yeah.
from.
And you can also buy it
oh yeah.
used, but shipping and handling, I can see that their shipping is like $30. Like,
Regardless, you're importing something.
yeah,
Anytime you import, it's going to be fucking expensive as shit. I
I
don't care
know.
what it is. There's a reason why I do not like to order Forge World models. If anyone knows what Forge World is, that's Warhammer 40K. Games Workshop has an alternative studio that makes very highly detailed resin models called from Forge World, and you can't. All you can do is import those, and they're expensive as shit. And they'll cost you about $130 to $200 to import one of those in.
Well,
Yeah.
I just need to
You're
get a.
never going to get cheap
Oh,
shit, and that's coming from the UK. That's not coming
oh,
from
There's
Japan.
one game that I want, but it's kind of. It's like
oh,
30
by the way,
bucks now.
I just thought of something. I have another topic that I want to talk about when we're done discussing this.
Yeah.
Is it about sex?
No, unfortunately, no.
Well, fuck.
Well, we can do that when we're done with all these other topics. But anyways,
It's kind of an important one because it's about Sony. It's been rumored, and
we
for
can bring it up.
once,
We can bring it up on the PS4 thing because that's what
yeah.
I'm going to bring up as soon as we bring up the Activision. Blizzard is not coming to E3.
CD Red Project is also not going to have a booth at E3. A lot of big names are actually skipping E3,
Wow.
and so what? Here's the thing, though. Bethesda is going to have a conference this year again, and so I don't know what they're going to talk about because a lot of their shit is you have Fallout 4, which is out now. The
Hmm.
first part of the expand of the DLC is coming out either this week or next week.
I
And
actually bought it cheaper for $24 because they raised the price on that thing a while back.
yeah, you can get it. You can still get it for 24 bucks if you on PC if you use look at certain sites. But it's like I don't know. You have Doom coming out in May.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
but that's the biggest games they announced because the whole there's an I completely forgot what that game is called. The steampunk looking game. What the hell is that called? The first
Uh,
person.
are you talking about CD Project Red or
No,
Bethesda?
no, 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 no.
Cyberpunk.
But no, no, no. That's Cyberpunk. I'm talking about. But it's a Bethesda game. It's a sequel to another Bethesda game.
What, Fallout?
No,
No,
no, no,
no, no, no.
no.
What the hell is that game called? You're in this.
I'm
Let's look it
lost.
up. Let's look it up.
You're in this steampunk-looking world, and you are
Dishonored.
Dishonored. That's it.
That
And
looks like a good sequel out, by the way.
Yeah, it
yeah,
does.
Dishonored 2, and that's basically what they have to show. That comes to mind. That is the only game that is not released. Maybe a new Wolfenstein, which I would be all over. I love the New Order. I just love that game. It's such an awesome first-person shooter. It's a hilarious. It has Nazis. You get to kill Nazis. I'm happy.
I
I mean,
know. I
it's
agree.
fun. It's just silly fun.
I
And if
played
they,
I played like the first two Wolfenstein, like, so they're bringing up another Wolfenstein. Like, I played the New World Order. I didn't like the New World Order, to be honest. It was
I
okay,
love that.
but I like the old. I like the old one because it was just basically him just going around the whole map, just killing Nazis and shit, and killing undead beings.
What I loved about the New Order was the crazy story. I love that it was like the Nazis have won. I love that idea. It was like, yep,
The
and it's like
guy went
this
back in
because
time to stop
yeah,
them.
it's like this guy, Blazkowicz guy. He's the only reason why the Allies lost the war. So he's in a coma, and while he's in a coma, the Nazis take over the world, and then he wakes up, and all hell is breaking loose. This one guy against the whole fucking planet of Nazis.
I know.
It's
And he went all the
hilarious.
way to the U.S. just to fight them.
Yeah, I love that.
I
It's
wonder. I
it's
wonder if they're gonna make another sequel. Wolfenstein either he just goes back in time to stop the Nazis, or he just goes back in time to.
No, I think they are going to continue with the New Order theme because it works so great, and a lot of people were actually what really surprised the hell out of me with the new Wolfenstein game was the fact that it wasn't just mindless shooting; it actually had a pretty decent story with very well voice acting in the game as well. I mean, they had some pretty good voice actors for that game.
Yeah,
I
they
mean, what
did.
the guy that play the evil Nazi colonel in the game or the evil Nazi general, he's actually a pretty famous TV actor in Germany. He's a real German.
Wow.
Well,
so
I'll be damned.
so they actually, I mean, all the actors playing Germans in those games are actual Germans, and they're not Americans with fake German accents. They are actually German, and
What about
the,
the woman that was playing the old?
Oh,
yeah,
so basically, for all the male villains in Wolfenstein, they just basically brought in the entire band of Rammstein and told
and
them speak.
and and the woman also, she is also German because you can easily tell when somebody's a native speaker and of German or has it as a second
Yeah,
language.
has that
So
accent.
yeah, but she had the woman actually is actually also a pretty decent actress in Germany. She's from Munich, so she has that Bavarian accent when she speaks, and of
Ah.
course, so it makes it sound like you keep in mind Munich
Yeah,
was
she
was
says
the
that Beakenstein thing. I'm like, well,
yeah, and she's like, and she's, and keep in mind, Munich was the birthplace of National Socialism. That's where the Nazis started their shit. So, so, and the fact that she has a Munich accent while she speaks, it makes it seem even more creepy. And all of the voice actors did a great job in that game. Even Blazkowicz, he went from being this mindless brute to an actual cool guy that you actually gave a shit about. And
yeah, and,
but
and
still,
has
my
a
favorite,
girlfriend that wants to fucking.
yeah, who a Polish girl actually portrayed by a Polish actress, and that is some dedication to voice acting right there
I
by
know.
Bethesda. And I gotta say that one of the funniest scenes in the entire game is right at the beginning of the game when he's trying to interrogate these Nazi officers, and he's standing over him with a chainsaw, going, "If you don't tell me what I want to know, I'm gonna cut your head off with this here appliance." I love that.
I know. He was like, he just had to kill him.
Okay, I don't know what to make about this comment before I favor and retweet it because I'm about to do it, and I'm probably gonna get some
Do it
shit
now!
for
Do
it.
it now!
It's a sign of patriarchal culture that we want to banish women in schoolgirl outfits for our comfort. Deny it all you want, but it is. I'm trying to make sense out of this. I really am.
Yeah. All right.
That's a comment by Liana K, by
So,
the way.
oh yeah. Go ahead, do it. Do it now. Do it now.
I'm gonna retweet this because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck, Nurgle?"
Yeah, because it's funny. It's like I don't know, but the funny thing about E3 is that I think they're I think all the companies are starting to realize they're following the trend as Nintendo did, not to have a booth down there, but to live stream it, which they usually do.
Well, imagine they can save a hell of a lot more money, get a hell of a lot more press, and get a hell of a lot more fucking exposure to the people that matter, which is their customers. The press don't fucking matter. It's another way of honestly saying the game developing or the game studios or distributors, whatever, the publisher saying, fuck the gaming media. That's how I'm looking at
I
it, at
know
least.
it's like a big
I
middle
mean,
finger to the media.
Nintendo has been doing this for quite a while with the Nintendo Direct thing. I mean, I can't remember when they last had a press conference at E3. Was that when they announced the Wii U? That was probably the last time we ever heard anything from them at E3. And they actually had a live conference. And
I did remember the conferences, but I did like the tournaments they held last time.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that stuff was cool.
and yeah, I mean, I remember because we were all in a stream together. I remember you were there, JT, and
Yeah,
Leon, and a lot of other people. We were just you guys were talking about you guys were so fucking hyped about the Nintendo thing. I couldn't give two shits. I just wanted the main show to get started.
I
I was like,
know.
yeah, what?
A lot of us were
Everybody was
kind
like,
of
so
upset about the announcements. Like they were just bringing up Metroid blasters, and uh, it's like they bring up these games like they called it blasters, but they then we find out it was called Metroid blasters, and I'm like, what? Blast
I
ball.
love the I love how how when we were all watching the Sony press conference, how everybody was like blown away by a lot of announcements. It
Oh
was like,
yeah. Oh yeah,
oh
we
man, when
were.
final. I mean, I was hyped as hell when I saw Final Fantasy VII appear. I was like, what the
I
fuck?
know, me too.
And
I remember
I
playing
was
and
that with a
then
friend of mine.
and then when Shenmue 3 was announced, I was like, no way in hell. And I was like, I could not find that Kickstarter page fast enough after I wasn't done watching that. I was like, shut up and take my money. I basically, I literally, and I know to never say pre-order, and I kind of broke that vow there because I basically just threw $200 at Yu Suzuki. Here you go, take $200. I was like, fuck. And then after hitting the donate button, I was like, damn, did I just give Yu Suzuki $200?
I know that whenever I was watching the E3 where they showed off Doom and all that, I was watching that and I just couldn't stop fucking smiling at the fact that I was watching the new Doom footage because that fucking game just looked so goddamn cool. But like I said, I think that's what's happening with E3, man. Is
Oh man,
I think the game developers and the publishers are just sick and fucking tired of the media, and so they're just going straight to the customers now, saying,
mm,
"Hey, we're going to show off all of our shit to the customer. Fuck the media."
yeah, I agree with that. I think we're going to see a lot more of that happening. I gotta say though, I remember when we were watching the Bethesda conference. I think a lot of the time we were not even discussing the games, but how shiny the head of Adam Sessler was, and if he may or if he was or was not on cocaine at the time.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
lot of Adam Sessler. Is he on cocaine? Is he not on cocaine?
yeah.
And boy, his head is really
So
shiny.
yeah, there was a lot
He's
of
on a
press
plane.
events, but there were certain things that people didn't announce. Like Nintendo didn't announce certain games that were at E3. They didn't even announce what was it called? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
Like Activision just basically like they didn't have anything to do with it. It's like they just didn't announce it. They just basically said, "Oh, by the way, we're live streaming it." And they did announce it, but they just announced it to Jeff Keighley, and he was like interviewing people, and we didn't realize that this was happening.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens at E3 at year. Expect a lot of VR talk at E3.
Oh
There's going to
yeah,
be a lot. There's going to be a lot of it, especially from Sony.
Can I
Sony.
expect any presentations about Marxism being critical to game development?
well, right now I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the next topic, which is the PlayStation VR, which is kind of interesting technology, I have to say, because they're going to use. I think this is another. They're going to use an add-on for this, like a box, and then just put it next to the PlayStation. I don't know how they're going to set this up, but it seems kind of interesting that they're going to use the technology and plus the list of games that they're going to put out. It's it's going to be a big list, that's for sure.
Well, the one thing that I wanted to point out here about that, there was, I mean, Kotaku for once actually wrote a pretty good article, and it seems like Sony is preparing to release a new iteration of the PlayStation 4 called the PS4.5, and
I heard about that.
and a lot of people are very concerned. It apparently going to have a much faster processor and a much faster GPU. And my question is, how will the market will be affected by this? This is a really stupid move because you're gonna fragment the market, and you're gonna cause a nightmare for developers who are trying. I mean, developers want to sell their games. I mean, ask it's like the new 3DS. How many games require the new 3DS right now? One.
I,
One game
well,
required
not
the new.
not only that. I mean, it's kind of segregating your market now. Look, think about it. Like, how old is PS4 now since its release? It's like
Uh,
what,
th-
2 years now, I think.
yeah, around 2 years.
Around 2 to 3 years. Okay, the PS4 has not been out that fucking long, and they're gonna go, look, here's PS4.5 to run a bunch of new games. You're gonna have to buy this version. I'm like, so you just told every motherfucker that bought a console 2 years ago they got to buy a new fucking console that's probably going to cost about the same, if not more. What
More.
the fuck?
I
They're
kind of
talking.
I kind of
They're
like the
talking.
old model.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Norwegian?
No, I was going to say that it's talks about them releasing. I mean, the rumors are. I mean, Sony has not. This is not official news yet. This is just speculation, and I'm sure there will be more news about it at E3 probably. But if it actually is the case that they are planning to release a new PlayStation 4 model that has stronger hardware, and it this may be a response to Phil Spencer's Xbox incremental upgrade, even though he hasn't done a hell of a good job explaining what the fuck that means. And I don't know. It just seems a lot of people are very uncertain right now, especially console owners are very like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going on? And
because I know that I noticed that the PS4 has a lot of things like you get the 500 gig model, but they also have the 1 terabyte model, and they you can practically upgrade the 500 gig to make it like 4, 2, or 3 gig, like I think a 4 to 3 terabyte hard drive to it.
yeah, but it makes no sense. I mean, the hard drive. I mean, they are. I mean, Sony is pushing a lot of consoles right now. They're making a new bundle for Uncharted 4, which is coming out in May 10th. So it's going to be a lot of. There's a lot of them pushing a lot of hardware. But why the fuck do you want to do that if you're gonna? Okay, you want to push a lot of your PS4 right now. Of course, you want to sell more hardware, but how do you think the people are going to respond when they find out that, oh, you're going to make a newer version of the PS4 that has a stronger GPU and a stronger CPU and a lot more memory? How do you think people are going to respond? They're going to be looking
Well,
to trade in their.
here's the thing: Sega tried to attempt this with the Sega CD, and I remember I remember a lot of people were talking about this. It's like Sony's trying to do the same thing. It's like they're going to make different models to this, right?
Well, they can't have if they're going to. I mean, if they're going to have like if they're going to have have the system work in that way that certain games, if all games on the PS4 will work on both types of PS4s, then I have no problem with it. As long as people can buy any game and it works on both the regular PS4 and the rumored PS 4.5.
Yeah.
If all games work equally on it with some certain graphical changes depending on what system you have, that is fine. That is okay, because that means you don't have to buy a new console to play these games. But if you announce games like Nintendo did with the 3DS, like Xenoblade, which only works on one type of 3DS but not the other ones, yeah, there's a reason why Xenoblade is the only new 3DS game, that only game that requires the new 3DS, because developers actually want to sell copies of their games. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
so if so if so if you're gonna make a game that only plays on the PS 4.5, the newer model of the PS4, then that is going to mean, okay, congratulations, you basically ignored the 25 million people who already own a PS4 and who are most likely not going to spend $400 on a brand new console to play your game. Um, no, that's not happening.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of agree, especially when they're charging $400 for this add-on.
What, the PlayStation 4 add-on?
Yeah.
Oh god, that whole new console. You know what's so funny though? I'm gonna defend him on this one because this might be bad and stuff. I'm gonna take a lot of flack for saying this,
Go
but
ahead.
Sony has done this in the past with PlayStation 2. There are certain newer games that can't work on the old consoles. On the PlayStation 2, the later games couldn't work on the older consoles because they
Well,
upgraded them. Like
well,
the new 3DS, for instance, that's an upgrade. They do this all the time. I don't think people really know this.
If you were to hear what I actually addressed that before you came in, Leon, and there is a reason why Xenoblade did not sell as well as Nintendo had hoped. Xenoblade required people to buy a brand new 3DS. It's also the only game that is required, that requires you to own a new 3DS. And there is a reason why developers don't want to do this, and developers are not gonna if they make the PS 4.5 or the newer PS4 model, that's fine if all games can run on both systems with
Yes,
certain graphical changes. That's
there's
fine.
one thing I will.
But
Oh, sorry.
but if they start making, if Sony tries to convince developer, let's say Naughty Dog makes Uncharted, Last of Us 2, for instance, and it requires the PS 4.5. Even though a lot of people like The Last of Us, you're still. I don't see that they are going to not sell as many copies of that game because people are required to buy a new console to play it.
I don't think
So
they're going to do it that way. I agree with Rich on this one, Reatech USA on this one. I think it's a stupid idea, and it reminds me of Third 2X. I'm going to say that it's a dumbass idea if they're going to make the games, like how you said, they're going to make the games only. Oh, and that
well,
one I put up there about the NX controller being leaked. But
well,
if they make this only the original, if they make the games only for the new PS4.5 or PS4D, is like how the developers are jokingly calling it. If they do it like that, yeah, they're gonna screw up. But if they're doing it just for the VR and like 4K support for some games, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
I
If people want to buy the new console, so be it. They're idiots.
well, I'm wondering about what they're gonna do with Strike Suit Zero because I heard they had VR support for that, and I wonder because they released it. They released it Strike Suit Infinity on the system on PS4. I wonder how they're gonna try to implement it through VR technology because they did it. They did it with the PC version.
Yeah. Remember the later N64 games? They almost all required or the game would run like shit. The RAM expansion packs, so the game would run like shit.
Yeah,
And that's just one of the things I'm going to say. But I have a feeling like Best Buy might come to the rescue with something like you only will have to pay like $100 to be bringing your old PS4 if it's still in good condition, which I babied my PS4. I have a feeling Best Buy might do something like that again. If they do that again, I'll go for it. But
Yeah, that's how I got my new Xbox very cheaply because I traded in my 360 and I paid less than $90 for my
Yeah, but
Xbox One.
that's what I'm thinking that they're gonna do. It's gonna be like trading your old console and you only have to pay a certain amount of money, and Sony will just take those old consoles back and just scrap them or just
I
use the good parts. And I have a feeling they're gonna do that.
I most collectors are probably gonna, because I know there are people that collect consoles. They will not give them up. It's the same
Yeah,
with the Wii. It's same with the Wii systems, like the old Wii, the original 8 GB ones.
too, but I'm not gonna. If Let me put it like this: I'm a game collector myself, like you, JT. We're both collecting old consoles and stuff like that. But myself, I don't need the front loader NES because I have the top loader, which is a much
Well,
more
here's
superior
my
version.
biggest mistake that I'm gonna tell you. I regret selling my PS3 for the PS4.
I didn't sell mine. I
I never
knew.
sell my old consoles anymore after I
I
did that
don't.
with the PS2 because there
Yeah.
were so many great PS2 games that I can no longer play anymore
Well, I gave up
because of
my
that.
PS3 for my PS4, and it's like
I. I.
I found out that I could have been playing PS1 games on that system, and PS2 games and PS3 games, which the system does allow.
Yeah, but I'm just getting to the point here, though. If you don't want to get rid of that PlayStation 4 and you still want your newer, if you still give me a second here.
Buy the
I, I'm
system. I
not.
know.
Yeah, buy the system if you don't want that new system, if you don't want to get rid of your old game, just cough up the $400 and buy the new system. Don't
I agree.
just yeah, and
Yeah, I agree here, but the hard what we were but to get back a little back on topic, the issue here was will this affect developers' decisions? Because let's say they do make a new console that has a lot more hardware specs, that's not going to matter a goddamn to anybody, any game developer that only makes console exclusive, because the game developer they want to sell copies, they want to sell copies, and if you have the hardware segregating the market, that is going to be a huge issue
That's
for them.
so true.
But I'm going to think of it like this, like as a PC gamer. Carl, you're a PC gamer. JT, you're a PC gamer.
Yeah.
Nurgle just joined the PC gaming mastery, so he'll even vouch on this one. One thing we know is with PC games is they have different settings. I don't think they're going to do it like raise the anti-aliasing to this bit. I don't think they're going to do it like that. They're going to be like, which console are you playing on? The
Well,
new one or the old one? I think they're going to do it like that. They're going to have settings because these are x83 built consoles. They're
yeah.
not powered for PC anymore. They haven't done that. That the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, the Wii U was the last powerful PC console that'll probably ever be made. The rest are x83.
Yeah.
So they have the ability to change the power of what it is, and I think they're going to do it like that. Like next Uncharted game, if they're doing it this way, or the next Last of Us game, they're going to probably have it. What do you have? The first edition or the 4.5 edition, and they're going to
Well,
have that two settings right there.
okay.
Or it'll automatically detect it because it knows what console it's playing on.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Yeah,
and
that may be that may be an idea, but keep in mind nobody's been able to do that with any game so far. I mean, they tried with the Division on consoles. That has not worked out very well. Where you could actually change the system settings, that
Oh,
actually has not worked out very well at all. In fact, and
so
keep in mind, what's great about a console game for developers is that they know what hardware this thing is going to run, and that is the big advantage of being a developer for console games, because you know what hardware you're developing for. You have the development tool. You can test it out on the PS4, and you know that if it works on your PS4, then the customer's PS4 is
Yeah.
also going to be able to play this. That is the big advantage of having hardware. Well, on PC, that's the reason why a lot of PC games end up having a lot of problems, because
this
the developers,
NVIDIA
yeah,
because of different ones.
no, it's not just Nvidia. It's a lot of different reasons, and a lot of it's that the developers for PC games, they test out the games on one system, while but they didn't test it out on other systems. So that we've been seeing a lot of that happen on the PC market. But of course, I think that most PC gamers today own a PC that has a 970 in it, at
Yep.
least. Most
I have one. I think you might have one. I know Nurgle has. I know Nurgle has a 970. I have
I
an
don't.
XW
I
though.
don't.
Yes, I do have a 970.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
but it doesn't matter. You could always drop it to medium specs, or you could turn down you could turn off anti-aliasing. You don't need to have anti-aliasing on.
I mean,
That's
really, you can
God.
build a PC that does about the same as
I'm
a
starting
PS4
to
for
build
pretty
them for
cheap
people.
nowadays.
I'm starting to build them for people. I charge 300 for labor, but yeah, I'm building for people, and everybody asks why not Intel, and I'm like, unless you want it from $1,300 for a high-end gaming PC to almost $2,000, which one would you rather pay for, AMD or Intel? And they went like, okay, I'll just pay the 1,300.
Wow. Wow. Wait, that's weird. I could easily, if I'm looking at stores here in my country right now, I could easily build a Intel i7 gaming PC for less than a
Yeah.
thousand bucks.
But I like to change the subject here since we're like going off topic about the hardware thing.
Okay,
All
fine.
right. What are your thoughts on the GPU upgrade on the Xbox One? Like you guys said about a 32x thing, Leon. Remember?
Okay. They have a DDR3 graphics card. I could buy a GDDR5 graphics card at Best Buy, a 1 gigabyte GDDR5. Same one they
My my
PS4 for $50.
my gaming laptop has a better graphic card than the Xbox Ones right now, and but here's the crazy thing about that. What's really interesting is that I mean, I don't have a desktop computer at the moment. I have a gaming laptop. That's what I use, and my gaming laptop is powerful enough to run The Witcher 3. So I'm pretty happy with it, uh, to say the least. But here's the crazy thing.
Can we just start calling the Xbox One the poverty PC?
Oh yes.
The poverty PC, oh yeah, I forgot. I think
Sorry,
I
I didn't mean
remember.
to cut you off,
No,
Luigi
no,
guy. I
it's
just
the
thought about that.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I mean, it's really weird because Microsoft have this weird thing now. They released Gears of War Ultimate on the Xbox Store, which is the probably one of the first games that has been released on the Windows 10 stores that is actually any good. But the problem with it is that they have some serious work to do when it comes to porting games over to the PC. I mean, Gears of War runs fine on the Xbox One, but when you try to play it on a PC that is way superior than Xbox hardware, all of a sudden it requires a shit ton of hardware, and nobody has any installation
they
to.
have to realize the Xbox runs on a dual processing unit, right?
Oh yes. But I gotta say
A
one
dual
thing.
processing. One is GPU, one is CPU.
Yes, that's what all of them run on now.
Yeah,
They run
yeah, but
processors.
it's a totally different architecture itself. And I remember hearing this from a friend of
That's
mine.
it.
PC
So
is a different architecture in itself as well.
yeah, it's x86. Consoles and PCs are both x86. That's how x86 runs. Is on a dual processing architecture. They have
Yeah,
GPU and CPU. But moving on, I want to say one thing though with upgrading a graphics card. Everybody in here is probably upgraded or is listening has probably upgraded something in their computer at least one time in their life. How careful do you have to be to upgrade them? Because I can tell you how careful I am. I wear static wristbands. I have the side of my computer on the floor where I step on it. I'm making sure I'm on hardwood floor. I'm making sure I always have the power supply plugged in at least, but shut off so I can always touch that so I can discharge static. I am so careful with how I run with how I change my card and stuff. It's almost nerve wracking. Even changing RAM is nerve wracking because one small static spark, your motherboard could be done. Or
Um,
GPU.
yeah, but it's like also has a lot to do with how you. I mean, the static is important, but if you wear an anti-static wristband,
Yes.
everything is going to work out just fine. Or you can just put your hands on the cabinet and make sure that you're grounded, and you don't
Yeah.
have static charge. So just a few things to keep in mind before you actually start fiddling around inside of the actual computer.
Yeah,
And
or an Xbox One.
Xbox, so that's what I'm saying with Xbox. So, how many boneheads are going to destroy their entire either one part or their entire console because they don't know how to do that? I mean, what
well,
Microsoft's trying
first
to
of
do
all,
casuals.
well, first of all, I have an Xbox One, and I'm seeing a lot of connections on this thing. And I know you disagree with me on this point, but I think that it could be possible that they have an external graphic cards option for the Xbox One because the hardware supports it. The
It
software.
has, yeah, I
Through
could side with
USB
that
port?
because- But
No,
when it was USB 2.0, it was crap. But since it's been 3.0, I could see it working better. So that's what I'm gonna say. I agree with you there.
and I think that it's possible. It's actually doable for Microsoft, and also not only because of the hardware, but because the Xbox One has one advantage over the PlayStation 4, and that is the software. I got to give them credit. The software on the Xbox One is something that I'm actually very happy about. It runs smoothly. It just runs great. While the PS4 software, which is Sony developed, does incredibly not because Sony suck at software. They really
They've
suck.
always took this
So
up.
Microsoft sucks at hardware and Sony sucks at software. That's why we need to get
I'm
these
gonna
two
say
together.
one-
God damn it!
I'm gonna say one thing that the PlayStation 4 has, and my mom. I kept the PlayStation 3 out there for my mom so she could watch her Netflix on it. And then she comes to my room and sees how quick the PlayStation. She says, "Why is this run faster?" I'm like, Sony was smart this time, and they put RAM and an extra processor and some processing power in the background so to run better.
It runs on open source, by the way.
Yes, but I'm just saying it runs better than what it used to. And that's the only thing I got to give it to is they didn't screw up like they did with the PS3. PS3,
And
shit.
And one other thing that I've experienced with the Xbox One is that when it comes to the Wi-Fi card in the Xbox One, they have it. They actually chose a pretty decent Wi-Fi card because I'm getting disconnects all the fucking time if I go into a room with the PS4, while the Xbox One has top connection, no interruptions, no latency, nothing. It just works. And
Sony, yeah, I've got to admit, they never, even on the PS3, the wireless, the Wi-Fi, whatever, didn't work
it's
out too
bad.
well. It was shit. I always had to hardwire in just to do anything online.
I can't watch. I swear to God, if I'm on the wireless, I can't watch Netflix on the PS4 without getting buffering or
Especially on
interruptions.
PS3. I used to remember the days PS3 had this problem too, that their signals,
Yep.
because their signal was really bad, especially on wireless. It just wasn't working well. But it worked fine when you play. But at times it's like an up and down thing with connection. The Xbox did okay with connection because they had you had to buy an add-on for the signal and everything. That worked fine for the old models that they had, but for I don't know about the new models though. The new models,
The Xbox Slim actually had a pretty decent Wi-Fi card installed, so there's a reason why a lot of people ended up getting a Xbox 360 Slim because it was essentially it had HDMI connectivity.
Oh, it was a way better console.
Yeah.
It was a way better console. It had better cooling. There was just so many good things about that.
I have the arcade model, the old, the you can swap out the hard drive and everything
Yes,
easily.
that's what I had too. I was wondering, and I always remembered like the original ones. You had to have that giant hard drive you flipped on the top and took off, and they made that cheaper model where you didn't have to have that. It's like
You had to remove the cage and then just pop it out and then insert it in.
Get one. What made me never get the 360 until the Slim came out.
I wish Xbox would do that. Would actually, because I remember talking about this a while back on a blog, and I wrote it down. Like, if only Xbox would make a replaceable hard drive on the system. They didn't. They decided to keep it as it is and keep it as 500 gig, and it's like,
yeah, and you could replace it, but they found out that the hard drive was fragmented. Was basically I can't. What's that term again? Where they allocate it to like different folders or different drives? It's what's that term called? It's
They can't use a
It's allocated.
Yeah, it's allocated.
Partitioned.
Partitioned.
Partitions. Thank you, Carl. That's what it is. They partitioned it the
They
hell
could
out.
have made a removable hard drive on the system, but they chose not to for some reason because their model requires a partitioned hard drive. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it has a partition hard drive of I think 20 to 50. I'm not sure. I forgot how many it was. I remember PC Gamer, one of them did it, or IGN. I forgot which one it was. It was one of them around the time I was like, oh shit, you could upgrade PS3, so like PS4
Well,
with the Xbox.
here's the thing with the Xbox One though, that this is a feature that a lot of people are wondering why the hell Sony doesn't have. And you know, if you run out of space on the Xbox One, here's what you can't do on the PlayStation 4. The Xbox One allows you to use an external USB hard drive to use as space.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I thought that
I
they
did it.
patched that in for the PS4 already. I thought
Nope.
that got patched in.
No.
Nope.
If you're running out of space on the PS4,
You
you're
have
gonna
to
have
either
to.
delete it or get a new hard drive and just
Yep.
customize it to put it in by upgrading it.
Yeah.
And also the backup function on the PS4. I made a backup on my PS4 hard drive to another external hard drive that I had, and Jesus Christ, that takes long. It takes fucking forever to back up the hard drive.
It's true. It's true. I've seen it.
Slow hard drive. It's a really slow hard drive.
You could fly around the world and come back, and the damn thing would still be backupping when you came back. It's like,
Same.
oh, we're almost
Well,
done.
I know that you could also back it up on the cloud as well for the Xbox One. Am I right?
Yeah, that's not gonna take long.
Let me just throw like this, guys. That want to back up the hard drive. It's quicker to download the games again than it is to back up the hard drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very, very true. But the thing I've got to say about the thing about the PlayStation 4 with that 500 gigabyte hard drive, it's not much space, and you'll run out of it in like 2 days.
Mine is full.
You can
Mine
install like 3 games, and that's about it.
Yeah,
That's
Mine is-
true.
you have to be careful what you have to. A lot of my games, I've started to get disc-based games again. It's like I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of how they're freaking screwing me over all the time, and with like the very, it's like 30 gigabyte games to 50 gigabyte games now. It used to be not that big, but now it's like holy shit, they're.
It's like
Yeah, but here's
50
the
gigs.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem as well. A lot of the Xbox games actually, if you buy a disc-based Xbox One game, a lot of these games are run from the actual disc. They install a few files, but they're not like the PS4 where they basically install over tens and tens of gigabytes on the system. And you may argue it creates better performance,
Yeah.
but I would argue that every time you take a disc-based PS4 game and you put it into your drive, it installs not just a few 1 or 2 gigabytes of files. It can install up to 40, 50 gigabytes because I traded in a lot of PS4 games and I looked at my hard drive. Why the hell is my hard drive so full? And then I went to the system storage management, and it was like all these installed files that were like hundreds of gigabytes of games that I traded in a long while ago.
And you forgot to delete them.
Yep.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, but it's
Especially
like-
the images, especially when you put in like they also save the images as well from the game because they actually do that achievement thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff going around. So, I said this to people who are considering getting the PS4. If you're gonna buy the PS4 and get the 500 gigabyte model, spend a little more money and get a hard drive that is 1 terabit and change that hard drive out.
I agree. Anyways, guys,
I would suggest that if you're going to buy a PS4, don't fucking do it and go goddamn spend the extra money it takes and buy a fucking PC because, yeah.
Unless you really want to play the Uncharted games, which I'm telling Nurgle if he has a chance and it's really on a good deal, get Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. It's actually really good. But
Yeah, I'm
saying
thinking about
unless
getting that just to play it.
I'm
but,
waiting.
yeah.
They're bringing a new Ratchet and Clank game. Always a good PlayStation
Yeah.
exclusive.
I
There-
remember
Those new things is PlayStation exclusives. Those are the reasons why you get them, and they haven't made that many.
I
I'm-
love the
What?
I gotta say the Ratchet and Clank game that came out
I'll be
for
back in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm
okay.
about to change the subject, so go ahead, Norwegian guy.
I just wanted to say one quick thing. Ratchet and Clank, the quest for booty was amazing. Do the pirate jig. I love that game.
I love playing. Yeah, I liked
When you
Ratchet.
say pirate, I just figured he's sword salesman.
Ah. The next topic I'm going to bring up is Microsoft hiring the women at the at the event, and I actually am showing the I'm showing the images of it. Like, a lot of people are upset about this, and it's like the whole issue with the event party that they had. Like, people are upset with a bunch of women like dancing in in schoolgirl uniforms.
What?
The horror.
The
No.
horror of it.
What the hell is wrong with that? I mean,
And
what the
and
hell is wrong with
according to Game Informer, I think Microsoft apologizes for the GDC party scandal. Now the narrative is getting very crazy right now. Microsoft's head of the complaints in the statement, Game Informer head of Phil Spencer said this: Xbox event at GDC this past week, we represented Xbox and Microsoft in a way that was not considered or aligned to our values.
Oh my God! Yes,
Is-
they finally turned back. They've finally gotten to the place where they're no different than the crazy Christians that are trying to say, "Oh, we need to have good Christian values."
It was unequivocally wrong. It will
God,
be. It
that
will not
is
be
so-
tolerated.
turned
I
into-
know we've disappointed many people, and I am personally committed to holding ourselves to higher standards. We must ensure that diversity and inclusion.
Oh,
I mean, based on gender and status skills. Okay.
It's like, okay, you hired women to go dance at an event, which a lot of people last year at GDC there was like a scandal over this several times. You knew this was wrong, but yet you did it anyways. Many
I
years
would have
ago,
done it anyways, just
yeah,
to
yeah,
be
just to
fair.
get just to have a whole bunch of women. You hired a whole bunch of women to be inclusive.
Okay, JT, I gotta go, man. So I'll talk to you guys
Okay,
later. You
man.
guys have...
Take care, man. Thanks a lot for your
Oh,
input,
Yeah, no
man.
problem.
That's just Phil Spencer. He wants to lose it. I don't know where his balls went.
I think he's trying to kill Microsoft because the whole booth bait thing. It's like, I don't really think this was kind of a risk. I think this was kind of that they were trying to be nice, but at the same time it was like a network party according to Nurgle. He explained it to me when around the time of this whole thing. It's like, this is surprising. A lot of PR companies are just upset about this. There were some people in PR that were talking about this. Like,
they could.
yeah, I think Microsoft is trying to, kill the Xbox brand.
They are. I mean, they don't give a shit anymore. They used to be, if my memory serves me correct, they used to be the ones that are now what they're trying to do. They used to be very much against working with PlayStation by working with like PlayStation on a double or the console thing. Like they would also be, they both be willing to work connect networks. They used to be against that. Microsoft was one that was always against it. And now they're like, oh, let's work together now.
No, it has something to do with the GDC party, man. They were trying to network,
No, but I'm
with
just
developers
saying,
and such, and the thing was is that people are upset at the fact that the Microsoft GDC party featured a bunch of scantily clad dancers, and it kind of pissed a lot of people off that they would do this regarding the fact that they are promoting, women in gaming and all this other stuff. And and they did this knowing that there was another scandal that happened last time at GDC where a bunch of girls were dancing and a lot of people were upset about that too.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, but I'm gonna
Sorry,
say,
guys. I had to go buy the three Fatal Frame games for PS2 because they were fucking like 99 cents right now.
Hey, that's not bad. Oh, dude.
are all of them 99 cents right now?
Fatal Frame 1, 2, and 3 on PS3, PS2 Classic are all 99 cents each.
I need to get my PS3 back.
I love the Fatal Frame games.
I miss my PS3. I should really get one back because I regret trading it in for the PS4.
Yeah, there's a flash sale on PSN right now.
Yeah, because someday I will get my fucking goddamn PS3 and I will buy that game.
Anyway, guys.
Yeah, we're talking about the GDC event that happened with Microsoft because right now,
Lord,
yeah, it's so freaking ridiculous that this was PR getting upset over the fact that a bunch of scantily clad women dancing on a platform. Because this happened years ago.
Look. Let me go ahead and explain this to you. Okay, let's look at this. Well, there's two things that I want to say about this. Okay, first of all, three things. One, I'm not fucking bothered by this bullshit at all. It's fucking stupid. It's as IGN tried to call Fire Emblem Fates a non-traversy. And two, though, the thing is okay. I understand. From what I get is this was advertised as like a company networking gathering professional type thing. It was supposed to be they advertised it like that, and it wound up being this. So okay, I understand that obviously shit was not clear the way it was supposed to be and what it was. But the other thing that really fucking pisses me off about this is the only motherfuckers that are saying a goddamn thing is guess who? The fucking retarded social justice feminist idiots. The only ones. The ones that are the least minority group that are at that fucking thing. The ones that actually attended the panel for Marxism should be part of game development. Fuck these retards. Fuck these assholes.
I know.
Tell them to shut the fuck up. Shove it up their ass and go fucking go fight for women that are actually fucking oppressed, for fuck's sake.
I know.
Fuck this shit.
And they were using, and the funny thing is they're trying to, Gamergate was right a while back when they posted that whole cultural Marxism equals political correctness. It's like they're using Marxism as great for design. It's like, what is it great for?
It's not great for design. Marxism has never been good for business. Soviet Union is the poster boy of what is the poster child of what happens when Marxism takes power.
Well, Marxism only did.
Let me say one thing here about.
Go ahead.
Regardless of the political garbage,
it sounds good on paper, but in reality, it doesn't hold up. Karl Marx's idea for a utopia like that, it falls into corruption really easily.
Regardless of the garbage that's coming from these people and this whole thing, it's just another sign of showing what GDC is becoming. And from what I've heard is other developers are going, we are no longer going to GDC because of this garbage. It's fucking stupid. A lot of people are fucking miffed about it and getting sick of it. There's another one. There's other shit going around too, where they're saying like, oh, you must be these three things in order to be a game developer. And it's like, what the fuck are you even talking about, you son of a bitch? You're fucking nuts.
That's what's going to kill them. Is this might be the final year for GDC. This might be GDC's last year.
Yeah, because I think Microsoft was trying to ruin GDC.
I hope so.
Or they were trying to ruin themselves because they apologize, and it's like every time it seems like every woman in GDC, it's like they're hiring inclusivity. They put women in there. They hired a bunch of women to entertain the crowd. So it's like they get upset over that. Like they paid these women to do a job to entertain people. That's all. It's not a big deal. It happens a lot in the industry.
They're go-go dancers.
Yeah,
That's
they're
all they are. There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with the fact that they're fucking go-go dancers. There's nothing wrong with the fact that they hired them. Now, do I feel that maybe they, like I said, I feel that they advertised this a little wrong because they were like, oh, it's a company thing where we're supposed to get together and network and help each other find jobs and blah 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 and make connections. No, it's not a professional environment. If it's gonna be a fucking party that you're gonna have go-go dancers at and shit, and everybody's gonna get drunk and fucked up, you need to announce it. It's a party,
Yeah, but
not a company event. There's a big difference between those two. But at the same time, again, the only motherfuckers pissed off about it. I just saw that fucking Lee Alexander's all over this shit like white on fucking rice. This shit needs to goddamn end. They need the people need to finally start telling these people to shut the fuck up and get out because
I
we're
know.
fucking tired of it.
I know.
It's just everybody's afraid of hurting their fucking feelings because they're afraid they're gonna fucking attack their goddamn careers. What happens 95% of the fucking time when somebody stands up to these shitheads? Their fucking career excels because people
the
are sick and
episode
fucking tired of this shit.
Okay, Nurgle, look at the episode of South Park. I mean, the one they stood up to the, what are they called, to the Yelpers, and their business boomed and everybody was cheering. It's
Well,
things
it
that they
wasn't
got
even.
that.
Well, okay, it wasn't even just that. I mean, look at other companies. Look at Koei Tecmo with PlayAsia. Do you really think people would be hand over fist importing the shit out of Dead or Alive Extreme 3 if it wasn't for these fucking retards? Do you really fucking think that? Because people are sick and fucking tired of them. I'm sick and fucking tired of them. That I've got to take a whole goddamn week off from this shit next week. Fuck!
You're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
And
fun.
I had
with-
to agree with Margaret Belly on this comment that she said on Twitter. I don't dance so much anymore, but I've been hired to dance at events and restaurants, etc. Fuck anyone who thinks dancer equals whore.
Oh,
Well,
Mark
you see,
McLean is
I'm,
awesome.
well, and what's her name? Liana K is saying the same shit. Like, dude, this is fucked up. Okay, be upset that Microsoft hired them. Don't be all fucking pissed off at the fucking dancers and shit because it's not their fucking fault. But that's not the fucking deal. Is in these fucking women's eyes, you are not a proper feminist if you don't fucking subscribe to their brand of this shit. And as
I
far as I'm
know.
concerned, fuck that shit.
I know, and the thing is that they get upset about the fact that a bunch of women were dancing at an event, which they weren't on stripper poles. They were all just in outfits dancing on a platform. It's not like they were going up there. Like they didn't have like the drinks. They were trying to make people feel, like it's a party, like it's fun. But at the same time, they kind of just get upset over the fact that they should just say it's a party.
That's all it is a party.
Look, the only reason they're upset is because they're ugly ass bitches that are pissed off that some fucking hotter bitches are up on stage, I guess. I don't fucking know.
They
They're
hired
guys-
and they hired these women to dance up there. It's like it's a common thing, like to attract people to have fun. It's not a
Well, look, here's the other thing about it. Like, I saw tweets of people going, "Oh, this doesn't make women feel welcome in gaming. This doesn't make women feel welcome in game development." Shit, bitch, shut the fuck up. Let me just tell you one fucking thing. If you're fucking feel like you need to leave the goddamn industry because you are fucking bothered by titties, get the fuck out. Because you're a fucking moron. Nobody wants to work with your ass. You probably went and took fucking gender fucking studies.
That ain't gonna get. You know what? People that take gender studies, unless they have a degree in psychology or something like that, psychology and marketing, they have no business being in gender studies. You have no
Yeah.
business taking that class unless you're going as a psychologist or marketing or whatever. You have to have that for
it's kind of sad that people are treating this as a bad situation. Like it's not a big deal. It's just
It is a bad situation. These people are insane.
yes, and they should explain to people that they are insane and they shouldn't have done this.
The insanity never fucking ends with these people, and it's every other week they've got to find a new controversy. And this is where I'm gonna finally leave this because I've got to get the fuck going because I've got to eat some
Yeah.
fucking dinner and shit. But I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm gonna say it straight up. These people have to find something to be offended by. They have to find something to be pissed off about. They don't give a shit what it is because it's fucking clickbait garbage.
And it's
They
just
write
an
the clickbait
excuse.
articles, they get their fucking money, they move the fuck on. And then idiots like Brianna Wu and motherfucking Zoe Quinn and all those other little crybaby morons, they whine and whine and whine and whine and complain and bitch. And then they go, oh no, I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked. So their fucking sympathy bucks goes up. They get their money, but sooner or fucking later, the goddamn run in the mill is going to fucking end, and these fuckers are going to be thrown the fuck out of the industry, and people are going to finally tell them, shut the fuck up and grow the fuck up.
I know, and already Brianna Wu already mentioned that on her Twitter feed about.
Oh, she was going ape shit when she fucking heard the rumor of it. She's not even there at fucking GDC. As soon as she heard a rumor, she started going ape shit and jumping on that shit. And I just can't even fucking believe how much more attention this woman's gonna get. She got put on fucking national TV to lie her fucking ass off. She even acted like she was threatened and was in danger from the Jace Connors incident, which she fucking tweeted out was a fucking hoax in the first goddamn place.
I know, and it's sad that
Get this shit out of here.
I know. I remember Jace Connors, man. He even admitted on a live stream, which I actually saw. He admitted that he was sorry about it too, and he just said that Brianna Wu was a man. He was just trying to troll and be funny, which we understand it was true. But it seems that people take it the wrong way and get upset about it. And it's like he just wanted to be funny.
No, it's because Brianna Wu cannot exist without acting like a victim. If she's not pretending to be a victim and having something to fucking blame, she's not going to get her sympathy bucks.
That's true.
That's the fucking problem. The thing is, though, eventually people are going to get sick and tired of it enough to the point where they're finally going to say, bitch, make a new fucking game and get better at your job. Because eventually, you can't fucking blame Gamergate for the rest of your fucking life for all your goddamn failures and shit. And the same goes to all these other motherfuckers that come out there like Anita Sarkeesian. I'm being harassed. Shut the fuck up. You're not being harassed. You're being told you're a fucking moron because you put yourself out there.
Well, here's the thing. The only issue that I had let's just say I had an issue with Anita Sarkeesian. The issue that I had was with her is that she exaggerates things in the wrong context of the games that she tries to talk about. And the fact is, she has to realize that all of them are not real characters. They only exist as programs that are made up, they don't exist, but she assumes that they are victims. And they're paying her
the problem.
And they're paying her money. And here's the issue. They're paying her money just to protect these so-called virtual women in video games. The biggest scam in history.
Yep, and
it's not only the scam. The whole thing about her is this. This is the problem I have with Anita Sarkeesian, is that I'm going to sit here and just make shit up as I go along. That's literally what she's done. She just makes it up as she goes on. Look at the butt coverings video. What the fuck?
I know.
You have to make that up. She had to actually create a controversy to fill in a gap in her fucking tropes versus women shit.
I know, and I had to point out in history, in 8-bit history, that there were butts by men, and she didn't. And I think a lot of people didn't bother to know about this, but I'm pretty sure Punch-Out was the first of many games that actually had a butt.
Well, this is the other thing that's going to happen with Anita Sarkeesian, though. She's now taking on this new wonderful take on doing women in history, whatever shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's your newest fucking problem here, Anita. This is your new goddamn problem.
Nice to Anita. Let's just put it like this, Circle.
No, it's not just that the gamers were nicer to Anita. It's the fact that you're going into history. This I'm gonna make shit up isn't gonna fucking fly.
Yes.
And the people that are historians and that do study history are going to rip her shit to shreds. And you can't go and say historians are sexist. No, that shit ain't gonna fucking work. It just
I know,
ain't gonna
I'm waiting
fucking
for
work.
a lot of women to go in there and just tell her off and just say,
Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't been to her channel in a fucking while, you know she did a goddamn review of Hitman. I haven't watched it, but she did.
Yeah. I'll probably do that next week.
I'm going to say something about these SJWs. I know Anita is a smart woman. She's an educated.
Yeah.
She doesn't have women's studies. She has communication. So we know she's not an idiot. She's going to be fine down the road. It's Brianna Wu and Zoe Quinn, the ones I'm worried about, because they're going to be in worse shape in 5 years. No, in 20 years, they're going to be in worse shape than the Vietnam War vets that are sitting on the side saying "War vet here, help out." They're going to be in worse shape.
They're not
That's
even
what
gonna
they're-
be like. It's not
Hey,
even
how about
gonna
Hardball?
be like that, man.
Hey,
It's
guys,
not gonna be
what
like
about
that.
Hardball?
What's up?
What about Hardball?
I think
Harper?
I'm gonna send her. I'm gonna send her a couple of
I'm going to say this
a
right
bucket
here.
of chicken. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna give her some buckets of chicken so she could feel better whenever she's
No,
being
but-
harassed. I'll give her a bucket of chicken.
Send her a coupon, JT. But I'm going to say it like this to Randy. I've been with a family full of people that have health problems. I have a family full of heart problems and stuff like that. Big people like Randy Harper, overweight people morbidly obese people like Randy Harper. I've had a lot of relatives who have died from heart attacks or diabetic shock. I've seen this happen so much. Randy Harper, it's one of these days your weight's going to catch up to you. Just get healthier. That's all I got to say.
Well, I'm not even gonna say that about Randy Harper. All I'm gonna say about Randy Harper is she needs to shut the fuck up.
I gave her health advice, so I did it in a nice way. Told her I gave her health advice in a nice way. So
Look, in the
I
end of the
guarantee how
day,
she respond. Docs.
well,
That's how
in
she's
the,
going to
yeah.
respond.
And anyone that's living in Seattle with Randy Harper, please get her help. I mean, buy her that Xbox game Dance Central so she can dance her big ass up.
look, I don't care about the fact that she's a big woman. I'm not gonna make fun of her for that because I don't fat shame motherfuckers. I just don't. But I'm gonna say one other thing about her is she's just like the rest. She cries and cries when she doesn't get her fucking way, and whenever shit hits the fan, she bitches and whines about it and acts like she's being harassed, but she's the worst of the bunch. She is the biggest fucking bully there is on the fucking internet, and I'm not saying that because she's a big woman. I'm saying that because she's a fucking lunatic. This chick scares the shit out of me. And I'm a chaos god, for fuck's sake.
I'll agree with that one. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a next topic. And this topic, it's about the Xbox and PS3 cross multiplayer platform that they're planning to do with a certain game called Rocket League, which you can play on. I believe you can play on a cross platform with PC, PlayStation, and Xbox One. Which is this going to work out for them? That's the question I'm wondering. How is this going to
Depends
work?
on how they code it.
Yes. Have you ever played if you've had a PlayStation 4, if you had PlayStation Plus for the last few months, you've probably gotten Rocket League. It's a funner than hell.
I haven't picked up Rocket League, actually. I need to, though.
Oh,
I don't have it either.
play it. I mean, it's one of
I'm
the
broke.
but I'm just saying, if you ever have a chance, I think it's like $20 on the PSN. If you ever have the chance, it's.
Yo, I don't even have like $2.
What? Oh, you only have $2.
I don't even got like $2, man.
Yeah,
What's
we're
up?
broke. Yeah,
No, but
we're
I'm
broke.
just saying, if you guys ever have a chance to get it, I would say try it. It's a good game. I am so addicted because I got it for free when it was free. That was like, I don't know why people didn't keep every game that came up. Yes, Gone Home, you don't have to get Gone Home if you don't want to, but I'm just saying those games are free and they're good.
Well, anyway, I know you guys got to move on, but I got to get going myself.
All right, take care,
I still
man.
got the little demons running around. The Nurglings game will get restless eventually.
Okay.
So it was good hanging out, chilling, and fuming.
Have fun with have fun with the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Play lots of games, cause lots of chaos. Make sure you keep the title harasser of women.
I will never give up my title of the harasser of women.
I almost was given that title, so
Okay.
I was deemed a harasser of women way in the beginning days when the Gamergate thing started, and then yeah. Hell, I'm still considered a
I was
gamer
gonna
gator.
try a sock puppet.
Off
I was
topic.
deemed, I was deemed a harasser of women when I was defending Chloe Price. You know that white-haired Brit, the young white-haired Brit girl? I was deemed a harasser of women when I was defending her.
I was deemed a harasser of women just for fucking being on the internet. I was on Twitter. That was pretty much it. I even forgot what the conversation was about.
No,
Yeah.
I was actually officially deemed a harasser of women by an intern at Gawker. So
Hey, I
Yeah.
wish you guys have a title that's not just sock puppet.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. JT,
Take
y'all
care,
fuck
man.
off and thanks for all the fish and all that fucked up shit.
Okay.
Fuck.
Take care, man. Take
Later.
care, man. Later. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the cross-platform of cross multiplayer?
Well, actually, I like the idea so long as they code it properly and manage to make it sync.
Now, I kind of agree because it's kind of interesting enough that they're testing this out because they probably are gonna try to fuse the servers together. Assuming if this is the plan that Microsoft and Xbox is planning to do. To
The
save
fuck
money.
are you watching?
I'm playing GTA 5. I'm literally playing the final mission. So
Let's see. The next topic I'm going to bring up is Conker's Hologen Lens. They're bringing out a new Conker game, but it's only available for the HoloLens for Xbox One.
Well, I've never seen or heard about it, so you're gonna have to fill me in.
Okay. You ever played Conker? It
Yes.
used to be on on
Nintendo
the
64.
the Nintendo 64. But a lot of people
Who all
are
remembers when the Nintendo team was actually badass?
yeah, Rare was actually a very good company. Now they're
Or
owned by
Microsoft killed
they're owned by Microsoft now. And
I miss when Nintendo was willing to do emulated games.
Yeah, they still do. They have Bayonetta 2. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I want to try it. I mean, that was a good one. They made Bayonetta part of Smash. I mean,
yeah, they did. But the thing about Conker's new Conker game for for their new virtual, I think it was the virtual 3D hologen thing that they're bringing out. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's kind of it's not VR tech. It's basically a vision thing. Like
Room
yeah, it's
from
a
Star
holo room.
Trek.
Yeah,
That's the only thing from Star Trek I know, aside from Klingon swords.
yeah, because it's basically you see him in front of you, but a lot of people don't like the new character for some reason. The new young version of Conker.
Well, Conker's supposed to be a bad mouth. What do you
Yeah,
expect?
he's supposed to be a bad mouth, but instead they made him into this new wholesome character. Hey, what's up?
I'm sorry to butt back in. I know you're probably on something else, but there was
We're
something
talking
interesting.
about Conker.
Well, there's something interesting that popped up. There was a message from Phil Spencer put out about today's event with the dancing chicks at Xbox. I was wondering if you guys would like me to
Go
share
ahead.
that and
Go
read
ahead.
it with you.
Read it.
Read
All
it.
right, just let me get it in the Hangout call for you. Actually, I'm gonna post it in our Skype group so everybody can see that shit.
Yeah.
And then I'll read it out loud. This is a message from Phil Spencer. How we show up as an organization is incredibly important to me. We want to build and reflect the culture of Team Xbox internally and externally, a culture that each one of us can represent with pride. An inclusive culture has a direct impact on the products and services we deliver and the perception consumers have of the Xbox brand of our company as a whole. It has come to my attention that at the Xbox hosted events at GDC this past week, we represented Xbox and Microsoft in a way that was absolutely not consistent or aligned to our values. That was unequivocally wrong and will not be tolerated. This matter is being handled internally, but let me be very clear. How we represent ourselves as individuals, who we hire and partner with, and how we engage with others is a direct reflection of our brand and what we stand for. When we do the opposite and create an environment that alienates or offends any group, we justly deserve the criticism. It's unfortunate that such events could take place in a week where we work so hard to engage the many different gaming communities in the exact opposite way. I am personally committed to ensuring that diversity and inclusion is central to our everyday business and our core values as a team outside the company. We need to hold ourselves to higher standards and we will do better. In other words, we're sorry, feminist bitches.
I thought Microsoft had a pail. Oh wait,
No, they
here's
don't
my
have a
kind of
fucking pair. No, this
wait.
this is a
Here's my kind of
simple.
argument
This is
for
a simple
Microsoft.
PR thing. It's just
Yeah,
PR.
it just smells of a PR spill. That's all it is. I'm
But
just
here's
making a
my
side
defense of
joke.
Microsoft for the whole action. At least they hired women.
Well, the thing
They
was, is
wanted
like,
diversity. They wanted women to be hired, so they got hired.
well, this is the thing. From what I was understanding, was like Microsoft recently was boasting about hiring women and how they need to include and be more diverse and blah 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 blah. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Lube it up and masturbate with it. Why don't you?
Hey,
But
to be fair, they weren't lying about hiring women.
no, they weren't. But I mean, the thing
It's
is,
not in the right
I
way.
g- the thing is I guess this kind of does rub some women the wrong way, but at the same time, I'm like, who gives a flying fuck? Anyway, I just wanted to jump back in and say that because I thought, holy shit, JT and then would fucking love to have heard about this while
I
we were
know.
talking about it. So I put the link in the Skype group
Thank
if you guys
you.
want to see it for yourself. I'll holler at y'all later, and I guess fuck off and thanks for all the fish one more time. Later.
Okay, take care, man. So,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on Conquer, anyways?
Depends on how they do it, honestly. Like, Conker's supposed to be a bad mouth, really. But that's part of what made him funny.
Yeah, and a lot of people are
He-
kind of like defending the whole thing, and it's like, I kind of don't like the new look, but a lot of people, some people accepted it, some people didn't. A lot of people think this new technology that they're adding on for the Xbox seems kind of cool and interesting, but at the same time, they don't like the new look of Conquer.
But honestly, I don't mind if they make Conker younger, so long as they stay within his character, really. Like, if you don't change his persona or external appearance, really, like suddenly he's black now. Kind of type of change,
Mm-hmm.
then you're fine, really. He's just younger.
Okay, that sounds fair. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this right now and just change to the next topic, which is Star Fox Zero, which a lot of people are talking about the incredible mode that they're introducing into the game. What are your thoughts on that one?
The invincible mode.
Yeah,
Honestly, the only time it seems legit is when, like, it seems reasonable is when, and it's gonna be Dark Souls hard, because
I hope.
people are gonna be raging.
I hope.
Even then, it still has to be within reason, unless it's a cheat code.
I wonder if they're gonna put in a multiplayer like dogfight mode because I missed this N64 version of it.
But here's my opinion on it. It's not reachable unless they make a cheat code.
Yeah.
And even then, the invincibility, unless it has a cheat code, it has to be within reason.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna make it its own mode, you have to be like, oh, invincibility will run off after X amount of time, or if you do X.
Because I think Nintendo's trying to attract the casual crowd with this easy mode that they're trying to do. This very, very easy mode.
There is no casual crowd, Nintendo. They don't have a casual crowd anymore. The casuals that bought the Wii are now playing are now on smartphones. They don't give a shit. Like the kids, for instance, the kid community that they claim that they're for, they're not playing on Nintendo systems anymore. They're playing on their smartphones.
Mhm.
I beg to differ, but then
Uh,
again, I'm an
that-
older brother.
But that's just how it is anymore these days. They don't want to play on. They don't want to play on the Wii U anymore. They didn't buy. They don't want the Wii U. They want to have a portable system. That's where the 3DS at the time was far more popular than the Wii U.
Yeah.
But the Wii U seems to be a fun for my younger siblings, so I'm kind of on the
The
fence
Wii
here.
U was actually what I've noticed really was Wii U was something us adults bought more of. I know I bought the Wii U and stuff, and like for instance, a friend of mine bought it for her sons, her 3 sons, and they would rather play the little handheld things than the Wii U. They barely like the Wii U. It's not Nintendo marketed the 3DS way better. The kids like the 3DS better than Wii U. I know that for a fact. That's why they built the 2DS for a cheaper system like the 2DS for younger kids, so that it wouldn't screw with their eyes, one, but also it'd be cheaper for the parents.
It could work because it is a kids game, and they're trying to attract families to buy the system and buy the game.
That's just the point. It's not like that one video that his name is Yurik. I'll try to see if I can find it again. It's like family time, togetherness. Who gives a shit? And he said it like that in a video, and it's so true. It was a new Nintendo commercial that they did. It was like, oh, and it showed the kids like it was showing like how better the Wii U was than the Wii. It's not a Wii, it's a Wii U. It's something brand new for family time and togetherness. And I agree. Let me put it like this. And asked my mom because I wasn't around in '85, and she told me how they used to play the systems. They would have a tiny little TV they would hook their systems up to, and they'd be up and close to it. That's what they used to do even with the NES and the SNES. It was like that, where they had the tiny little TVs and they played, and they sat really close to and they played their games on. They did it like that. They don't do it like they do today.
It could work.
It's stupid. It's really stupid. Nintendo needs to know that was never their market. Their kid audience is me and JT and Firewolf. We were their kid audience. We were the kids. And I was a kid during the Super Nintendo and N64 days, and partly during the GameCube days. I was a teenager during that day. I still played the hell out of the GameCube. It was a good console. GameCube was like their best console, one of their best consoles under the SNES that they've ever made. It matched the Xbox in graphics. It matched it in graphics. And then the Wii U comes on. All it is just a GameCube with a slightly bigger disc. And it's just like, oh my God. And that's all the Wii was an upgraded game. It was just a barely upgraded GameCube with 512 megabytes of flash.
Worldwide, it sold 20. In Japan, it
sold it because it was a gimmick, and it was a really cheap gimmick. It was how we all described it as being the bitch console. We all had
Nintendo
it.
GameCube was like at 21.74 million.
They sold so many because it was our bitch console. It was the bitch console we've all had because we had a PS3 or Xbox 360. I had a PS3. The Wii was my bitch console. I played every now and then. And
Your bitch console. Yes,
it was a
my
console.
Wii was a bitch console. I made Wii my bitch. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's basically it. It was a little bitch console compared to that. And I'm being truthful here. That's what we used to call it. That's what a lot of people called it. Was
my
the bitch
Wii
console.
Bitch. Yeah. I get it.
But I'm moving on now. I want to finish this up.
Go ahead.
I want to finish this up right now. It's like this. You know what? I played more on the original Wii. I played GameCube games. I played Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 on the original Wii. Yeah. And I'm getting my GameCube back. My cousin borrowed my GameCube like 8 years ago. I'm getting it back because I want the GameCube back. I'm tired of the Wii. I like the Wii U. It's a good console. It's a really good console, but Nintendo screwed up with it. The Wii U is what the Wii should have been.
Yeah, it should have been. portable, small, and easy to
No,
play.
it should have been. No, the Wii U is what the Wii should have been. It was a good system, and I keep telling people that. And I said I always say it myself. A lot of people say it. It's what the GameCube should have been,
Yeah,
and
the GameCube should have been.
not the GameCube, the Wii U is what the Wii should have been, and it was a nice console. That controller I thought would have been uncomfortable to hold. It was a nice controller, even to hold. It was a little heavy, but it was still a good controller.
I
The Wii
agree. I agree.
freaking good controller. Nintendo did really good with it, and it was better than the stupid nunchuck design of the Wii.
Yeah, they expected us to use the Wii remote just because they want us to do the whole "Come on, Mario, give us the gold coins" thing.
Oh God.
Just jerking that controller up and down, like I said before. Remember?
Yeah. Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
and I can't believe a lot of women bought that system. Like
No,
they
just
did,
a lot
they
of
don't realize they're stroking the patriarchy right now, and they don't even realize that they're using a controller to preserve the patriarchy because it's so white. It is so white and it's so extended that you don't realize you're jerking off to it. Like you're just basically, I don't see how feminists don't realize this, that the Wii controller is the sign of the patriarchy right now, oppressing them by playing with a white controller, and it's so white, and you're playing Mario, and you don't even realize you're jerking the controller motion up and down, not realizing that Nintendo might have just had some dirty thoughts of making the system.
I have no idea. But you know what? I liked the Wii for a short while. It was fun to play, but that's all it was. It was a party favor. That's all it was. It wasn't a real console, in my personal opinion. It wasn't a real
But
seven.
it had some interesting games, didn't it?
It did have interesting games, but I was tired of the move games and that stupid shit. Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. For the longest time, I had it on the GameCube. I bought the Wii version. I got rid of the GameCube version because something happened to the disc itself. It got ruined.
I kind of liked it because it actually played a lot of. It actually played a lot of like Mario Kart for Wii. I kind of liked it that one.
That game. I hate the motions. I hate that moving like a steering wheel thing. I want to move a stick around, not a steering wheel. Sorry, I don't. If I want to simulate driving, I actually want it to be like some of those arcade games where the wheel will jerk around if you hit something.
Well, at least they had some decent RPGs on that system.
Yeah, they did, but for the most part, the Wii was a failure.
Well, I don't. It's not really. It wasn't really a failure. It's just that it didn't really have like the third party games that people wanted on the Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, Nintendo has a bad, how should I put this? Bad contract for the Wii
Yeah,
regarding the
they,
softwares.
yeah, because the only games they had was like Call of Duty. Because I recall they had like Modern Warfare 2 on there, and Modern Warfare 3, I believe, and Modern Warfare 4.
Modern
Black
Warfare.
But the sad part about it was they didn't have the DLC for it.
Oh god, no, that was just map packs and
Yeah,
map packs.
and they didn't want to. A lot of the third party devs from Activision were like, we can't do it. We can't put in the freaking DLC for it because Nintendo's not letting us do this. It was like, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
It was the problem with the Nintendo was, yeah, it was just a third party devs. It was everything. It was like space on the hardware. It only had, and I'm going to put it like this, 512 megabytes of flash memory. Flash memory, not a hard drive, flash memory. And back then,
Mhm.
flash memory wasn't that good as it is today. It's not like the solid state memory that we have today. Back in 2006,
And they're
was
still using it on the Wii. That's the sad part about it, is that they try to use flash memory on the Wii U, and it's like not many people are using flash memory, and they wanted and people were expecting a hard drive on this system, but they didn't. And it's like I don't know. What are you trying to do here, Nintendo? You said, but according to an interview, and I remembered this interview, and this was, and I feel bad for what happened to the guy, uh, Satoru Iwata. He explained that the system was supposed to not be a PC peripheral. That's what he said, according to an interview. He said that the system on the Wii U wasn't meant to be a PC peripheral. It was meant to be a gaming console. That's what he wanted to make, a gaming console, which I understand.
Just
And
that Nintendo's bad, but it's horrible towards third party.
I was still I up until Iwata passed away, I was against a lot of the things that he actually did. I mean,
but
I'm
it
sorry,
saved, but it saved, but it
did a
saved
lot-
his company though.
a
It's
lot of
he's
stupid things, so Iwata did a lot of dumb mistakes. I mean, it was bad, and I felt bad that he passed away. It wasn't. It was really bad that he had to pass away. But he basically did the. He basically screwed over how do I put this? It screwed up. Nintendo was screwed up in their backward thinking. So Iwata's heart was in the right place when he was leading Nintendo, but his brain wasn't in the right place when he
I
was
know
building.
he used to remember the future of hardware and all this stuff. Looking
Good.
back at his history, go ahead.
He worked with the GameCube. He should have known that the Wii U and the Wii U were terrible names, and everybody was joking about it. He was there, and I think he was aware. I heard stories that he was aware that there were signs, the Wii stickers being put above urinals, and like a little arrow being drawn on, pointing downward at the arrows. Wii here, basically. Yes, it was one of Review Tech USA's friends when he did a video with the Murik. It's on one of his channels. Look it up and stuff, and it was back in 2013, late 2013, before the PS4 came out, like a month before the PS4 came out.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to Yurik about this, and Yurik was saying, "Oh, the Wii U had these stickers that we jokingly put these stickers above the urinal that says Wii and it pointed downward." And when I was 16, I found out about this, and I was telling my classmates, my teachers, that sounds like a fun name, and I went like, that sounds like Nintendo go bankrupt in 10 years. And I said it like that back in 2006. And I was right. I mean, the Wii sold exceptional. It was a good selling console. They did a good job at going to the casuals, but this is before smartphones were affordable for everybody. Now everyone and their dog has a smartphone in there.
Well, they're not going to be bankrupt in the next.
No, but I'm going to say it like this, though. They're going down the path of Sega. They really are. They're going down the path of they're doing stupid ass decisions. Maybe not as bad as Sega's, but close to it. They're doing stupid ass decisions. Nintendo is going to keep if the NX isn't as good. I posted something in the Hangout description, the controller leak right there for you guys to see.
I saw the controller.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, this is Nintendo. If Nintendo, unless they have like some amazing technology, they have liquid in the background of it that could like literally have buttons pop up or something like that, I don't see how it'll work really well. I'm very, very skeptical on this controller design, and
you never know. It could be the next big thing.
It could be fake. If this stupid oval design is fake, if it's fake, then that'll be
just
fine.
Wireless.
No, but if it's but my fear is like I was talking to people about this. They think that's gonna be the console itself, that whole thing right there, the whole oval. That's what I think is gonna be a whole console.
They always make
I think. I think that Nintendo needs to find a successor.
Yeah, but one last thing though with them, Satoru Iwata knew what he was doing. He worked with the GameCube. He was there with the GameCube's launch and stuff like that. He was there with Nintendo when the GameCube got its launch.
Yeah.
So he knows what's successful.
He was around. He was around when Sega was around. He knew.
Yes, he was there. He saw the failures and stuff. He saw the failure with the GameCube, with the lack of storage and stuff like that, and the marketing for the GameCube, and then they decided to change it with the Wii with their marketing, and then they took a backward dive with the Wii U with the marketing. It's stupid shit like that Nintendo has done. They had so many chances to fix their mistakes, but they never did. Nintendo is going to die unless they hit one out of the
Well,
park with this.
the funny thing
Well,
about it is
I just
that
need a fresh new voice.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I seem to recall that Microsoft didn't sell well in Japan, but the GameCube sold pretty well too.
I know it did, but
Even the PlayStation sold well. But the funny thing about it is that they lost. Microsoft is losing money from every console that they made. They've been having the same problem. They've been trying to market the system with everything they did. But the sad part is that they're just practically failing. Same with Nintendo. It's like the only thing that Sony's doing, they're doing their own thing, trying to sell the system. With little success that they have, they actually even at a loss, they actually sold the console. It's just surprisingly they only sold in 24 million on the original Xbox. The GameCube sold pretty well itself. Even the PlayStation sold well. Let's look at the numbers back then and wonder what happened. Like, I'm gonna look up the PlayStation 1 console, or the PS2 at the time when the GameCube was around. PS2. Let's look at how much that sold according to whatever. Okay, it approximately sold 155 million worldwide, while the Xbox only sold 24 million. The GameCube sold about 24.3 million. So in the process of it, it could have done better. And it seems that PlayStation is doing it again with their system. Even without their old games helping them out with the PS3, the PS3 is doing pretty well. Even though when they started out, it kind of didn't sell well, but now they're getting some momentum.
Well, if I may add something into the rest of why Nintendo's failing.
Mhm.
Like, you've seen how Nintendo of America has been treating developers, right? Like, all
Yeah,
the other
I heard the
developers.
rumors. They basically ignored them. They basically ignore them in emails. Uh, it's like they don't want certain types of developers. They want a type of developer they can trust that can uphold some type of agreement with them.
But it's not only that, but how they've been treating the community as a whole.
I
Like, you've
agree.
seen Nintendo of America, right?
Yeah,
And their staff members.
yeah. How they treated the situation with people. But you have to realize they have people that shit on them, and we shit on them too. It's like I don't have. You have to realize they could be easily pissed off about something. Like, there's a lot of there are good people in the company, but there's also some oddballs in there that tend to piss off a lot of other people.
Yeah, and there's the whole rumor of pedophilia at Nintendo, so...
Yeah, and I hate
Yeah,
to
from
talk.
the community manager.
I hate to. Right now they're actually hiring people to translate for them for the Nintendo Treehouse. No Japanese required, according to them.
What?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
That's how Alison
Nope.
got her job, is because she stuck to Japanese.
No, she actually knows Japanese. Because she went to Japan before.
You're supposed to know the language you're translating.
Mm-hmm. No Japanese required, according to their hiring.
Oh my god. Uh, You know what? I feel bad. You know what? At least Satoru Iwata isn't here to see this shame be brought on them.
No,
He's probably rolling in his grave right now.
No, he's no. I
you
think
have to
he's.
realize. You have to realize this is Nintendo America. America. You have to realize they're
Reggie
American.
Fils-Aimé's issue.
Yeah,
This is Reggie Fils-Aimé's problem,
Reggie.
not us.
Yeah, but at least Reggie knows what he's talking about when it comes to gaming and everything. He knows the business side of things. And out of respect for him, sometimes he may be right about a lot of things. He can easily, tell you a lot of other stuff about the issues in gaming and what he thinks in the market would probably help.
You know what? Reggie Fils-Aimé gave those immortal words of "My body was ready." So
Yeah.
he gave us one of the greatest memes ever.
I know. And he's
And that was back in 2007.
at least it made him the great person that he is. It didn't affect him a lot. So Reggie, if you're watching this, don't worry. It wasn't meant to make fun of you. It's
We don't
meant
have a problem with you. We don't hate you, man. I think Reggie Fils-Aimé is a cool guy. When he was out there trying to sell us the Wii U originally at E3 that one year,
I
think
know.
it was like,
And it's sad that he got his ass kicked at the tournament, even though he didn't practice. He admitted that he didn't
he
practice.
wasn't ready. But in Reggie's defense, he tried selling us the Wii U. He basically said, "This is where you could get your third-party exclusives with your favorite Nintendo games. Like you
I
could
know.
play
He
Mario
just
with
he
Call of
just
Duty and
wants,
Assassin's
and he
Creed."
was willing to fight that kid, even though he sucked at Ryu.
Yeah, but at least he tried, and that's Reggie Fils-Aimé for you. At least he tries.
I
He
know.
was there.
At
And
least gotta give him
I
props for that.
respect Reggie Fils-Aimé. I
Because
really
he
do.
just gave up, and it was honestly, it's like a lot of people were like looking at it like, look, I want you guys to know I suck
here.
at it, but maybe next year I'll try again, maybe. But he's like, I can't play video games or shit. But I want you guys to know that I'm rooting for you guys to have fun and enjoy yourselves. He should have said that to the people, but it's so funny that he just was like he gave up. And Reggie just wants to sell the console. He's doing the best he can, trying to help the company out. And it's just sad that the people in Nintendo of America don't understand that this is utter disrespect to the community as a whole. Getting disrespected like that and being told blah 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 shit. Look, it's not just video games. It's just people, on the internet trolling or are pissing you off. Just ignore them. Just move on. And if they're doing that shit to you, just realize this. Just you can ignore us and not listen to us all the time. We understand. But if we have like critical feedback that we're going to tell you, look, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry, but I don't want to listen to this. As much as you say that I don't have the right to, you don't have to listen to me, but listen to the fact that and there were some people that told me I need to fix my microphone, I need a better connection. Yes, I do, and I'm sorry that on my show I do listen to the feedback that you people are saying, and I appreciate that. At least some of you people are out there actually are listening to the show, and I actually, even though there's like a guy saying, "You better speak properly. You need to speak properly right now because you need to fix your goddamn mic." Blah. I remember that guy that said that. I was like, you know what, dude? I appreciate your feedback, so thanks a lot. You guys go ahead and say something. All right. I guess I'm gonna have to let this go. Anyways, guys, my thoughts on this whole issue with Nintendo's incredibly good game Star Fox. It's a great series. If you really want to buy it, it probably is. It probably is a difficult game, but I can understand that Nintendo's trying to, include people that are not really good at games but want to play them. They want to welcome those people in and buy the system and buy the game, and it's understandable. So, anyways, guys, You can leave your comments down below. Give us more feedback on the show. Tell us what you think. And I appreciate your feedback, and possibly I'll probably get a new mic or something. Or probably get new people to talk about the issues of gaming and also the news and everything. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.